You train your body, you work on your business, but every day you let your mind get weaker, and you don't even notice. It doesn't break in one big moment. It fades in silence. One excuse, one delay, one reaction you regret. Mental strength isn't built in comfort. It's forged in quiet discomfort, by doing things you'd rather avoid. Most men today chase control in their careers, but surrender it in their minds. That's why they snap under pressure, lose focus, and feel trapped inside their own heads. Let's be honest. If you're not training your mental discipline, you're not just standing still, you're falling behind. Every time you avoid a challenge, your mind gets softer. Every time you react emotionally, you reinforce weakness. But there's a better way. A path of Stoic self-mastery, a daily system to build mental strength, emotional control, and unshakable presence. This isn't about motivation. This is about strategy, about rebuilding the foundation you forgot to protect. Because life won't wait for you to be ready. It will test you either way. The question is, will your mind hold or will it fold? If that hits home, you're in the right place. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's get to work. The version of you who doesn't flinch, doesn't snap, and doesn't get shaken, he's not a fantasy. He's just waiting on the other side of discomfort. 1. Every day you avoid challenge, your mind gets weaker. You don't notice it happening, but it's there. Quiet, subtle, constant. Every time you say, "I'll deal with that later," your mental strength erodes. Every time you avoid the difficult call, the uncomfortable truth, the small decision that demands resolve, your inner core gets softer. You think you're saving energy, but you're weakening your edge. A man doesn't collapse in crisis because of the crisis. He collapses because he spent years avoiding small discomforts, training his mind to seek ease instead of clarity, comfort instead of confrontation, delay instead of discipline. Mental weakness is not an event, it's a habit. And that habit starts with a single silent choice: avoidance. You avoid conflict because it might get messy. You avoid the gym because it's cold outside. You avoid that honest conversation because it makes your chest tighten. But here's the brutal truth. Every time you choose avoidance, you are casting a vote against your own strength. And that vote counts. Because your mind, like your body, is in training, whether you realize it or not. You're either building calluses or building excuses. You're either becoming harder to break or easier to control. The modern world rewards distraction, excuses, and overthinking. It feeds a weak operating system, one that collapses the moment pressure rises. But a Stoic doesn't run from the weight. He steps into it. Marcus Aurelius didn't write about escaping hardship. He wrote about using it. The impediment to action advances action. When something blocks your path, that thing becomes the path. This is not philosophy for libraries. This is a strategy for life. You don't get stronger by waiting for the storm to pass. You get stronger by walking directly into the wind. Picture this. 2 men start on the same day. One checks his phone, delays his workout, puts off the hard call, and numbs the discomfort with mindless scrolling. The other wakes early, makes his bed, does the uncomfortable first, says what needs to be said, and finishes what he started. By nightfall, they've both had a normal day, but only one of them built something inside. One built momentum, the other built weakness. The difference? One chose discomfort before it chose him. Your actions are seeds. Each one is planting something in your nervous system. Courage or avoidance, strength or hesitation. You don't need a breakthrough, you need a pattern. A routine of facing what you usually flee. Because mental strength isn't a motivational high. It's a quiet repetition. It's choosing to do the small, hard thing when nobody's watching. It's not dramatic, but it's definitive. So here's your starting point. Take a moment and identify one thing you've been avoiding. Not a grand life change, just one uncomfortable move you've delayed. Now act on it. Not tomorrow, not when it's convenient. Now. Send the message. Speak the truth. Begin the project. Don't negotiate with hesitation. Step forward before it becomes your prison. That's how strength begins. Not with noise, but with action. 2. Emotional reactions are programming your mind the wrong way. Your nervous system doesn't care about your intentions. It follows your patterns. Each time you snap in frustration, lash out in a meeting, or let someone's tone hijack your peace, you're not just reacting, you're rehearsing weakness. What feels like a one-time emotional outburst is actually a vote, a command, a rewiring of your internal operating system. And over time, those commands become your default setting: impulsive, defensive, unstable under stress. The problem isn't emotion. The problem is letting emotions sit in the driver's seat. You weren't built to be ruled by every shift in your environment, every careless word, every trigger. Yet most men walk through life on edge, easily provoked, quick to defend, always on the verge of boiling over. That's not a strength. That's fragility disguised as dominance. It doesn't intimidate anyone who knows real control. It exposes how little command you have over yourself. A Stoic doesn't deny emotion, he disciplines it. Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you respond. A man governed by emotional reaction is a man surrendered, not to others, but to the chaos within. True power lies in the pause, that small space between the stimulus and the response. Most never find it. They react without thinking. The strong build that space deliberately. They insert breath, reason, and distance. And in that moment, they reclaim control. Picture your mind like a battlefield. Every angry response feeds the enemy. Every calm decision fortifies your defenses. Every time you resist the urge to snap, you train a new pathway. And just like lifting weights, repetition is the key. You're not just learning to pause, you're building emotional discipline. Not once, daily, until it becomes second nature. So here's the move. Today, when someone interrupts you, challenges you, or says something sharp, don't react. Don't rush. Let silence work for you. Breathe once. Ask yourself, is this worth your energy? Does it align with your goal? Or is this just noise? Choose not to respond until your response is useful. Because a man who reacts to everything has no control. But a man who chooses when to respond, he owns the room. And more importantly, he owns himself. 3. Facing daily discomfort builds a strong mental foundation. Most men wait for life to force them into growth. They wait for the divorce, the breakdown, the betrayal, then scramble to find resilience they never built. But strength doesn't show up when it's convenient. It's earned in silence, in private, through small, deliberate choices that hurt. Discomfort is not your enemy. It's your gym. It's the weight that makes your inner discipline stronger. When you dodge discomfort, you stay soft. When you face it voluntarily, you harden into someone the world can't rattle. Mental strength isn't an idea, it's a routine. Think of it like emotional CrossFit. You don't lift once and call yourself strong. You do reps, you increase the resistance, you lean into the pain, not to suffer, but to sharpen. Stoics understood this. They didn't chase comfort, they built tolerance. Seneca warned against soft living. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. In other words, fear lives in your avoidance. Face the thing and it shrinks. Run from it, and it grows into something that owns you. Look around. Most men avoid the cold. They avoid silence. They avoid being disliked. But they don't realize that every avoidance is a missed rep, a skipped workout. You don't need chaos to grow. You just need a little tension every day. That's how warriors are made, not through trauma, but through repetition. Through choosing what's uncomfortable before the world chooses it for you. Start now. Set one discomfort protocol each day. 30 seconds under a cold shower, one honest conversation you've delayed, one decision made without asking 5 other people, one moment of silence instead of filling the room with words. These aren't random challenges. They are strategic doses of pressure, calculated resistance to build mental durability. The first few will sting, that's the point. Growth without sting is theater. You're here for transformation. You want to be hard to provoke? Start by choosing the things that make others flinch. Do what soft men avoid. Not to prove anything, but to program your nervous system for courage. Courage doesn't come from hype. It comes from exposure. Controlled, consistent, voluntary. The discomfort you choose today is the control you reclaim tomorrow. Let pain become your training partner, and soon, pain won't scare you. It'll sharpen you. 4. Know what deserves your energy, and let go of the rest. You wake up with a full tank, but by midday, you're drained. And not because life threw real problems at you. It's because you spent your mental fuel on things that don't matter. You argued with a stranger online. You replayed a conversation that ended hours ago. You worried about someone's opinion of your haircut, your tone, your lunch, and all the while your real priorities, your focus, your purpose, your peace were left starving. That's not a time problem. That's an energy leak. Emotional discipline isn't just about staying calm in chaos. It's about selective emotional investment. Most men waste power trying to control what they never owned. Other people's thoughts, irrelevant drama, imagined futures. And when it's time to lead, to act, to endure, they're empty. Because they fought 100 meaningless battles before noon. This is how you become mentally weak. Not by failure, but by distraction. A Stoic doesn't waste energy. He directs it. Epictetus broke life into two categories: what you control and what you don't. If it's outside your control, you drop it. Not because you don't care, but because you care too much about what actually matters. That's not cold. That's precision. And in a world that floods you with noise, precision is power. Think of your focus like a flashlight in the dark. Point it everywhere and nothing gets lit. Hold it still and one thing becomes crystal clear. You don't need to feel less, you need to aim better. Before you react, ask, will this still matter in 5 years? Is this mine to control? Is this aligned with my goals? If the answer is no, deploy what the Stoics mastered: strategic apathy, not indifference. Discipline, the power of choosing what not to care about so you can care deeply about the right things. Try this today. When someone interrupts you, delays you, or annoys you, pause. Don't engage. Let silence do the filtering. If it's not tied to your principles, your peace, or your path, let it pass. You're not weak for ignoring small things. You're strong because you see through them. And the man who guards his energy guards his future. 5. The more you pre-plan, the less pressure controls you. Pressure doesn't break you. Lack of preparation does. You think you're stressed because life is hard, but often you're stressed because you walk into each day without a mental strategy. No structure, no rules, just reaction. And when everything becomes a decision, even the smallest ones drain you. You hesitate over breakfast, over what to wear, over how to respond to an email. 1,000 micro decisions chip away at your clarity until you hit decision fatigue before noon. You don't need more motivation, you need fewer choices. Mental clarity isn't luck, it's architecture. Successful men don't make more decisions, they make fewer. Not because they don't care, but because they've automated what doesn't deserve fresh energy. This is mental discipline. Deciding once and letting that decision run your routine. You wake up at the same time. You eat the same fuel. You follow a battle plan, not your mood. This removes friction, sharpens execution, and protects the part of your brain that makes real choices. Choices under fire, under pressure, when others fold. Seneca wrote, "He is most powerful who has himself in his own power." That power comes from pre-decision, not in the middle of chaos, but before it arrives. You don't prepare for a storm when you're already drenched. You build the structure when the skies are calm. And when pressure hits, you don't think, you execute. That's not cold, that's trained. Picture a soldier in combat who has to debate whether to duck or shoot. He won't last long. The protocols save him. You need that for your life. Create internal protocols. When X happens, I do Y. When I'm interrupted, I reset. When I'm tired, I move anyway. You don't build this in panic, you install it in peace. Here's what to do today. Define your first 60 minutes tomorrow. Write it, commit to it. Make it so automatic that nothing can derail it. And when chaos comes, and it will, you'll respond with certainty, not scramble in confusion. This is how you take back your energy, protect your calm, and lead yourself like a professional. You don't get crushed by the pressure you see coming. You get crushed by the ones you didn't prepare for. So prepare, and pressure becomes weight you can lift. 6. The more you're hit, the less breakable you become. You've been taught to avoid pain, to sidestep rejection, to take criticism personally. But what if the very things that sting are the tools that forge your inner armor? What if the pain you fear is the sharpening stone you've needed all along? Strength doesn't grow in approval, it grows in friction. Not by accident, but by controlled exposure. Just like hands form calluses from hard labor, the mind forms emotional calluses from deliberate discomfort. Not all pain is poison. Some of it is training. You don't become unshakable by being liked. You become unshakable by being tested. Most men stay fragile because they avoid challenge until it crashes into them. They run from critique. They dodge tough feedback. They crave safety. But avoidance doesn't protect you. It weakens you. You don't prepare for the storm by building walls around your ego. You prepare by letting life hit you in small doses, by stepping into discomfort until it no longer has the power to undo you. Marcus Aurelius didn't build his resolve in peace. he built it in trial. He didn't pray for fewer enemies, he trained for sharper resistance. Stoicism isn't a comfort philosophy, it's a discipline protocol. You don't escape conflict, you master your response to it. You don't fear judgment, you extract data from it. Every criticism is a free insight. Every rejection is redirection. Every wound, if met with clarity, becomes scar tissue that guards without hardening the heart. Think of your emotions like a battlefield. You can't control when the bullets fly, but you can train your reflexes. Each time you receive feedback without flinching, you train emotional resilience. Each time you enter a conversation knowing some won't agree, you build resistance to validation addiction. You stop needing everyone to understand you and start focusing on being grounded in who you are. So here's your work. Say something this week that might get misunderstood. Ask for something knowing you might hear no. Face someone who intimidates you, not to win, but to stay calm in the presence of pressure. This isn't recklessness, it's deliberate exposure. And the more you step into discomfort on your terms, the less the world can use it against you. Emotional callousing isn't about becoming numb, it's about becoming unbreakable without losing your depth. If there's one truth you take from this, let it be this. Your mind is not broken, it's just undertrained. It's not weakness, it's neglect. And the fix isn't complex, it's consistent. Each day, you're either building strength or surrendering it. There is no neutral. You either face discomfort or let it dominate you. You either program your thoughts or become a prisoner to your reactions. What makes you mentally strong isn't motivation. It's repetition. Facing what you want to avoid. Choosing silence when emotion surges. Saying no to distraction. Sticking to routines. Protecting your focus. These are the habits that build quiet confidence. The kind that doesn't need to shout because presence alone commands attention. This is the path of real discipline. Not loud, not flashy, just unshakable. Stoic philosophy teaches us that power doesn't come from controlling everything. It comes from mastering how we respond to what we can't control. From letting go of the trivial and anchoring ourselves in clarity. And from practicing daily the uncomfortable things that make us durable. That kind of emotional self-control, that calm mindset, that inner stillness, it's a muscle. You train it or you lose it. So ask yourself tonight, what's the one small, difficult action you've been avoiding? Start there. Do it before the day ends. Don't wait for life to force your growth. Guide it. And if you've felt the weight of mental fatigue, distraction, or emotional reactivity, share your story below. Someone else may need your voice. Someone else may be waiting to begin their own journey towards strength, and your words may be the spark. Train your mind like your life depends on it, because it does. Every result begins there. Every breakthrough starts in silence, and the man who leads himself leads everything.